Hi, this is Jeremy from Video Gamers Oasis speaking. Make sure to follow my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Video Gamers Oasis, because I'm doing some more streaming again. I took a long break from streaming. I was very exhausted mentally and emotionally, but I'm feeling a lot stronger now, and I'm starting to play some fairly relatively easy, fun games. Um, Including Minecraft. I want to play some more adventure RPG games. Not ready to do some high stress action arcade games just yet, but make sure to follow my Twitch to be notified of future streams. Um, this is a edited version of a complete walkthrough I did of Dagon by H.P. Lovecraft. It's a PC adventure game adaptation of the classic cosmic horror science fiction short story. So I hope you enjoy it. Pardon the first segment of it. It's a little, didn't properly calibrate my Twitch, my Streamlabs, so it didn't stream properly the first part. But the other two segments worked very well. So I hope you can be patient as I slowly get better and better with my streams and my videos. Thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure to give this video a like if you enjoy it, and subscribe to Video Gamers Oasis as well. And now, on with the show. Hello, I'm Jeremy. If you're watching this for the first time, this is my channel, my Twitch channel, Video Gamers Oasis. This is based on my website, videogamersoasis.com. And I haven't been doing a lot of streaming. Actually, I've deleted a lot of my streams because I'm doing a great deal of reinventing myself, working on a more professional channel. So I hope you're ready to join me on this journey. Thanks so much for tuning in. Welcome back. I've been doing a lot of resting. I'm also doing a lot of cleaning. I'm packing up a lot of stuff, getting rid of a lot of junk in my life, both physically and psychologically. I'm doing a great deal of purging. So on this journey, I thought it'd be great to start with H.P. Lovecraft, classic cosmic horror sci-fi called Dagon. Now, I grew up with just a little backtrack. I grew up with Dagon, with H.P. Lovecraft when I was a kid. I remember purchasing a book on the Mountains of Madness. I read a lot of the short stories about the color out of space, and I read the story about the stranger who basically he looks in the mirror, big spoiler alert, and he discovers that he's a monster. Anyways, a lot of fun cosmic bizarre sci-fi horror that H.P. Lovecraft was really a sci-fi author like no other. He really left a big impression on me as a kid. I really appreciate his oddball nature, which I very much resonate with. He was very much an oddball, and I feel I can relate to that guy. And his stories kind of touch my heart because it's so almost unclassifiable science fiction horror. It's so bizarre and out there. Very few science fiction authors at that time were doing the stuff that he was doing, and that really inspired me. He really, there's something very Jungian about H.P. Lovecraft. It's very much about delving into the subconscious and looking at exploring the chasms of the unconscious. A lot of bizarre monsters that you can find when you go into shadow work. But enough blabbing. I'm going to get right to the gaming. Playing for the first time. If this is a success, if I get a lot of followers or at least comments, or likes, I will definitely continue to play this game. Make sure to when you follow me, also watch my I have a YouTube channel. Video Gamers Oasis is my main YouTube channel, but I also have a VOD channel where I upload all my streams in the future on that channel, because I'm going to get back into gaming. I have a lot of friends who say, Jeremy, when are you going to do gaming again? And real gaming, not that crappy, retro stuff. Get like Zork, get some real games going. Well, I'm listening to you folks. I'm listening to you. I'm going to do some gaming. So I am going to have to take it slow because I'm still going through a great deal of energy healing. I'm doing a great deal of resting. And so I hope you can be patient with me as I go on this journey. And we're going to get back on the horse, and we're going to have some really fun and thrilling, maybe even scary adventures for you, because I'm really liking cosmic horror. It's kind of my kind of thing. I also like adventures, going to dungeons. I also like Minecraft, so I'll make sure to make some Minecraft videos. More on that later. So this video will be being streamed right now. It's going to be eventually streamed, uploaded on YouTube VOD channel, and I'm also going to have an edited version of this Let's Play into shorter segments, so it'll be more easy to watch. So I got my glasses here. These are visors to protect my eyes from the glare of the computer screen. I don't like these glasses the best. I want to get some better glasses someday, some blue blocks, but this will do for now. So let's start the game. We're gonna start our adventure in Dagon. This is on my stream. This is on Steam, actually. I'm playing this. Dagon is a faithful interactive adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's work, focused on story and atmosphere. You will not find difficult choices, action sequences, or inventory management here, and movement is limited to progressing through locations along with the plot. I do remember watching a 2001 movie adaptation of Dagon. It was very, very frightening and disturbing, but boy, did I love it. If you've got the stomach, make sure to watch Dagon 2001, the movie adaptation on Tubby TV. I really liked that movie, even though it was just very disturbing and haunting, and not for little kids.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
So this is the story is Dagon. This guy's a visitor, I guess, to this weird island of fish people, and he's very mentally disturbed. He goes into madness in the story. Hopefully I won't go into madness while playing this game. So what am I doing here? What do I got to do? Okay, this is a point-and-click adventure, I think. During the game, you will encounter interactive elements. Some of them will allow you to continue your journey. Others reveal interesting facts about the original short story, its historical background, and the author. So there's a circle, what appears to be a chest and lock, a white branch, a question mark, and with some objects around it, and there's a bigger question mark. Under that, it reads, "Some of the trivia is hidden. In order to find these secrets, focus your eyes and look for the elder sign, mouse symbol, or the game controller." I'm not using the game controller this one, I'm just using the mouse. So let's see if we can use it just from the mouse. Alright, okay. So we're going to do some investigation. We're in what appears to be a hotel room or apartment. Let's do some investigation. What are we looking at here? Let's click. Click, 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 click. Okay, zoom in. Okay, am I actually going to get anything done here? How do I control this game? I hope I can control it. Oh, maybe this circle here.
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
Oh, dude. Think about it, man. Think twice. Don't end it all. Life's worth living. Come on. Oh, he's about to commit suicide?
Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate.
Oh, yeah? So he's addicted to morphine.
When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
Alright. Are we going to investigate? Okay, we have to click on the circle. There's no inventory in this game. We just click.
It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific, that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider.
All right. So he's telling his backstory. Looking around here. Let's click on the ship. Whoa! Bam! Bam! What's going on here?
The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation.
The Huns referring to the Germans, of course. That's what he's talking about.
So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
So he was a prisoner on a ship. Let's look at this flag. The Huns. The Huns were Central Asian nomads who established a dominion in Europe and invaded the Roman Empire in the 5th century AD. Get a bit of a history lesson here. They were known as brutal, deadly warriors and masters of quick raids who also developed powerful composite bows, lassos, and early siege weapons. During World War I, the British used the word Hun as a synonym for Germans, in order to emphasize their brutality. However, the term originated when the German Emperor Wilhelm II gave a speech to his troops on the 27th of July, 1900, before they embarked to China. We're going to play this for an hour. Should you encounter the enemy, he will be defeated. No quarter will be given. Prisoners will not be taken. Whoever falls into your hands is forfeited, just as 1,000 years ago the Huns, under their king Attila, made a name for themselves, one that even today makes them seem mighty in history and legend. May the name German be affirmed by you in such a way in China that no Chinese will ever again dare to look cross-eyed at a German. The refusal to take prisoners was a clear breach of the laws and customs of war adopted during the First Hague Convention of 1899. All right, let's go back. You can read the discovered trivia immediately or go back to them later. In the main menu, turn off displaying trivia if you find that the feature distracts you from the story. This can be changed anytime in the options. I like trivia, and if anyone doesn't like trivia, you can skip it. I'll put some links in my YouTube where you can skip the trivia. Alright, let's look at some other stuff. Let's look at this little box on top. It's like a boat. Walk toward the boat. Are we going to escape on the boat? What are we going to do?
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors, that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone in a small boat with water and provisions for a good length of time.
Okay. So we managed to get out of there. Got some provisions, lamp, food. Let's look at the provisions here. Splash!
When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings.
All right. Okay, we're going to look around at our ship here, boat. We're kind of
never a competent navigator. I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator.
Somewhat south of the equator. All right. That's, you know, back then sailors used stars to navigate. I think they still do, but they used a lot more technology.
Of the longitude, I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight.
All right. Let's see what else we can do. We're just going to sit around this boat, do nothing? Are we just going to look around at the sun? Oh, the moon. Or the sun and the moon. I'm not sure if that... Let's look at that. Are we looking at the
weather
luminary?
Kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching
sun, I had some food,
waiting
drink.
either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land.
All right. Let's look at our water bottle. Let's have a little glug-glug.
But neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude. upon the heaving vastness of unbroken blue.
No land in sight.
The change happened whilst I slept.
Uh-oh. Something happens that's unusual.
Its details I shall never know,
Here we come.
for my slumber,
Get ready.
though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
Whoa! What the hell? Squids? Damn, that's scary. Freaky monsters. Let's look at that squid here.
When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see.
Freaky. I love the animation of that squid. It just looks like something out of a, the Disney movie, 20,000 Leagues of the Sea. Remember that squid monster?
And in which my boat lay grounded some distance away.
All right, my boat's all half sunk in the mud.
Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished. For there was in the air and in the rotting soil a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core.
Oh yeah, it's something out of a nightmare for sure.
The region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish and of other less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain.
Ugh.
Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity.
That squid's stuck in that mud.
There was nothing within hearing and nothing in sight save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear.
Gee, I like the atmosphere. It looks almost like delirious, like a fever dream.
The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
Inky marsh beneath my feet. Okay, let's look at our boat. Let's examine if we have any items we can salvage. Squish, squash, squish, squash, squish, squash.
As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position.
Okay.
Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths.
Okay.
So great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I might. Nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead things.
Have a little sip of my coffee. Let's look at our squid or a giant fish.
For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens.
Okay. Is the sun coming up?
As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time.
Chambered nautilus.
That night I slept but little, and the next day I made for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue.
So let's pack up our bags and head on out.
On the third morning, I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with ease. The odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an unknown goal.
Okay, we're gonna do some mud walking. Let's click on this circle here. Squish, squash, squish, squash, squish, squash.
All day I forged steadily westward,
Okay.
guided by a faraway hummock which rose higher than any other elevation on the rolling desert.
All right. Let's look around. Oh, what's that? Is that another fish? Bizarre sea creature? All right, let's look at that mountain in the back. It looks like an island in the background. Or a mountain. What the hell are these creatures? Oh, the beached whale? Is that a giant crab? Or some kind of deep sea urchin or deep sea crustacean creature? Let's continue walking toward the mountain. Squish squash, squish squash, squish squash.
That night I encamped, and on the following day still travelled toward the hummock.
It's like a
where
giant
that
worm
object seemed
or
scarcely
octopus.
nearer than when I had first espied it.
Sea serpent. Okay, let's look at this mountain some more. Squish squash, squish squash.
By the fourth evening, I attained the base of the mound,
Here we go.
which turned out to be much higher than it had appeared from a distance.
Okay, let's investigate a little bit more.
Intervening valley setting it out in sharper relief from the general surface.
Let's look at our surroundings, something else here.
Too weary to ascend, I slept in the shadow of the hill. I know not why my dreams were so wild that night. But
Continue.
ere the waning and fantastically gibbous moon had risen far above the eastern plain,
Gibbous moon. Is that astronomical terminology? Leave your comments below.
I was awake in a cold perspiration, determined to sleep no more.
Okay. Not sleeping anymore. Such a traumatic experience.
Such visions as I had experienced were too much for me to endure again.
All right.
And in the glow of the moon I saw how unwise I had been to travel by day. Without the glare of the parching
Whoop.
sun, my
What am I looking
journey
at?
would have cost me less energy.
Squish squash.
Indeed, I now felt quite able to perform the ascent which had deterred me at sunset. Picking up my pack, I started for the crest of the eminence.
All right, let's start climbing. We're gonna click. We'll click on that circle. We now pick up our bag, our duffel bag, and head on up.
I have said that the unbroken monotony of the rolling plain was a source of vague horror to me. But I think my horror was greater when I gained the summit of the mound and looked down the other side into an immeasurable pit or canyon,
Oh, what have we found?
whose black recesses the moon had not yet soared high enough to illumine. I felt myself on the edge of the world.
Somewhere between light and dark, good and evil, and the twilight zone. No.
Peering over the rim into a fathomless chaos of eternal night.
Ugh.
Through my terror ran curious reminiscences of Paradise Lost
Milton. I remember studying that in school.
and of Satan's hideous climb through the unfashioned realms of darkness.
The fallen angel. Okay.
As the moon climbed higher in the sky, I began to see that the slopes of the valley were not quite so perpendicular as I had imagined.
Let's click on this arrows here.
Ledges and outcroppings of rock afforded fairly easy footholds for a descent.
We're climbing down the mountain now.
Whilst after a drop of only a few hundred feet, the declivity became very gradual.
Okay. Let's click on this stone here. Climb down.
Urged on by an impulse which I cannot definitely analyze, I scrambled with difficulty down the rocks and stood on the gentler slope beneath.
Are we going to look further?
Gazing into the Stygian deeps, where no light had yet penetrated.
Is that a building in the background?
All at once, my attention was captured by a vast and singular object on the opposite slope, which rose steeply about 100 yards ahead of me.
All right.
An object that gleamed whitely in the newly bestowed rays of the ascending moon.
So it's gleaming reflection. It almost looks like the monolith of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Let's click on this circle here. What am I looking at? Getting a little closer to the monolith.
That it was merely a gigantic piece of stone, I soon assured myself. But I was conscious of a distinct impression that its contour and position were not altogether the work of nature.
Something man-made?
A closer scrutiny filled me with sensations I cannot express.
What are we looking at? Let's look at this stone here. What else can we look at?
For despite its enormous magnitude and its position in an abyss which had yawned at the bottom of the sea since the world was young, I perceived beyond a doubt that the strange object was a well-shaped monolith.
Exactly. It's a monolith.
Whose massive bulk had known the workmanship and perhaps the worship of living and thinking creatures.
That's right. The old ones, maybe? Who knows?
Dazed and frightened, yet not without a certain thrill of the scientist's or archaeologist's delight, I examined my surroundings more closely.
Okay, we have to examine our surroundings more closely. Let's look at the ground here. Squish, squash, squish, squash, squish, squash. Whoa!
Now near the zenith, shone weirdly and vividly above the towering steeps that hemmed in the chasm. And revealed the fact that a far-flung body of water flowed at the bottom, winding out of sight in both directions and almost lapping my feet as I stood on the slope.
I like that water effect. It's very atmospheric. I feel the sound of the water, the look of the water. I like the graphics.
Across the chasm,
the big
wavelets
monolith
washed the base of the cyclopean
monolith. The monolith has some kind of weird inscription, like a weird hieroglyphics,
on whose surface I could now trace both inscriptions and crude sculptures.
All right. Are we going to examine it? Let's look at these.
The writing was in a system of hieroglyphics unknown to me and unlike anything I'd ever seen in books.
Whoa. Nice.
Consisting for the most part of conventionalized aquatic symbols such as fishes, eels, octopi, crustaceans,
all
mollusks,
sea creatures,
whales, and the like. Several characters obviously represented marine things which are unknown to the modern world, but whose decomposing forms I had observed on the ocean-risen plain. It was the pictorial carving, however, that did most to hold me spellbound.
Wow, in the center. Let's look at this question mark. Oh, there's all branch symbol. Storytelling methods. Dagon contains many themes and storytelling methods that Lovecraft developed in his later works, such as telling the story through carvings, brackets, at the Mountains of Madness, comma, the Nameless City. Journals and characters' notes, brackets, the Shadow out of Time, the Haunter of the Dark. Islands emerging from the ocean, the Call of Cthulhu, or fictional beings and deities based on real events and mythologies. We have My Go in the Whisperer in Darkness. These are all stories I want to get into more. I want to get more into H.P. Lovecraft. There's an ancient, really old cosmic horror treasure that I have untapped. I need to do more of these stories. I want to read them someday. It's also considered the origin of the popular Cthulhu mythos. Some of Lovecraft's other stories also conclude in a manner similar to Dagon. But let's skip the details in order not to spoil the ending. Let's get back. We don't want to spoil the ending of the adventure because we're going to get into quite a cosmic horror journey or odyssey.
Plainly visible across the intervening water on account of their enormous size were an array of bas-reliefs whose subjects would have excited the envy of a doré.
A doré, I don't know what that means.
I think that these things were supposed to depict men, at least a certain sort of men.
They're the worshippers, maybe.
Though the creatures were shown disporting like fishes in the waters of some marine grotto.
They almost look like mermen, mer-people.
Or paying homage at some monolithic shrine, which appeared to be under the waves as well.
It's underwater shrine.
Of their faces and forms I dare not speak in detail.
Ooh.
For the mere remembrance makes me grow faint.
Creepy-looking creatures.
Grotesque beyond the imagination of a Poe or a Bulwer.
They drew faces on it. They look very extraterrestrial or even intra-terrestrial.
They were damnably human in general outline, despite webbed hands and feet, shockingly wide and flabby lips.
Ugh.
Glassy, bulging eyes.
Bulging
and
eyes.
Other features less pleasant to recall.
Creepy creatures.
Curiously enough, they seem to have been chiseled badly out of proportion with their scenic background.
Alright.
For one of the creatures was shown in the act of killing a whale, represented as but little larger than himself.
Whoa, they were huge.
I remarked, as I say, their grotesqueness and strange size. But in a moment decided that they were merely the imaginary gods of some primitive fishing or seafaring tribe.
Sure. Keep telling yourself that. They were just some make-believe creatures. Fairy tales.
Some tribe whose last descendant had perished eras before the first ancestor of the Piltdown or Neanderthal man was born.
Right. They're just a mythological construct. Let's look at that circle now.
Awestruck at this unexpected glimpse into a past beyond the conception of the most daring anthropologist, I stood musing whilst the moon cast queer reflections on the silent channel before me. Then, suddenly, I saw it.
What did you see?
With only a slight churning to mark its rise to the surface, the thing slid into view above the dark waters.
Oh, thing. Uh-oh.
Loathsome. It darted like a stupendous
Polyphemus.
monster of nightmares to the monolith.
Like the Polyphemus was the Cyclops. This thing's a giant.
About which it flung its gigantic scaly arms, while it bowed its hideous head
roar.
and gave vent to certain measured sounds.
Oh, I love that roar. Blood curdling. Passes out.
I think I went mad then. Of my frantic ascent of the slope and cliff, and of my delirious journey back to the stranded boat, I remember little.
Right. Waking up now? Everything's so blurry and delirious. Alright, climb up to that rock. We gotta find the city. The town. See if we can find a place to rest.
I believe I sang a great deal, and laughed oddly when I was unable to sing.
Ugh. Alright, what are we looking at here? Let's click on this circle here. Giant crab's claw. Squish squash, squish squash.
I have indistinct recollections of a great storm sometime after I reached the boat. At any rate, but I heard pearls of thunder and other tones which nature utters only in her wildest moods.
thunder and lightning. There's a lot of weather going on, a lot of melt.
When I came out
Am I
of the
waking up?
shadows,
Oh, I'm
I
in a
was in a
hospital.
San Francisco hospital,
Okay. How'd I get
brought
there?
thither by the captain of the American ship which had picked up my boat in mid-ocean.
All right. Am I safe?
In my delirium, I had said much, but found that my words had been given scant attention. Of any land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing.
So I'm in San Francisco.
Nor did I deem it necessary to insist upon a thing which I knew they could not believe.
Okay. Let's look at this note here. The journalist. Lovecraft was a prominent figure in the world of amateur journalism. In 1915, he started publishing his own journal called The Conservative, which included political and social commentary, poetry, short stories, and literary criticism written by him and other authors. Howard was a skilled wordsmith, but also took criticisms to heart, which resulted in his decision to step away from writing poetry and concentrate on weird fiction again, for the first time since his teenage years. Dagon, published in 1919, is one of these short stories written during that period. In this excerpt from The Conservative, the master of horror fiction explains his attitude towards warfare and the idea of world peace. And this is what he wrote. Why any sane human being can believe in the possibility of universal peace is more than the conservative can fathom. ... Should the entire civilized world agree simultaneously to disarm, one or more nations would undoubtedly retain secret armaments and at the proper time take advantage of their more altruistic and less astute contemporaries in a wild career of conquest against unarmed victims. ... No country is, or even ever can be, quote-unquote, above warfare until the basic impulses of the human animal shall have miraculously changed. I think he had a point there. He may have not studied Carl Jung, but I think H.P. Lovecraft was onto something. He was very much on the philosophy of, or the attitude of Carl Jung, which taught that he who looks outside dreams, he who looks inside awakens. So before we start bringing world peace to the world and start disarming weapons and we all sing Kumbaya while dancing around in a circle of and flowers and butterflies, we got to start looking within and work on, as he said, until the basic impulses of the human animal shall have miraculously changed. We have to work on our own bestial impulses before we start projecting our peace onto some other nation. That's the gist of what he said. Okay, you know what? I'm going to see if I can save my game because I don't know if this thing has a save feature. Save and exit. All right, I'm going to save my game. And I'm going to just test to see if I can restore the game, and then I'm going to take a little break because I want to see if my broadcast worked properly. If it did, I'm going to continue broadcasting another day, or maybe a little bit later tonight, depending on the situation, individual. So I just want to make sure, let's options, continue.
Of any land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing.
All right, let's see if we can save the game, and I want to see if I can restore the game, just to test it out. Well, apparently I can restore, I think, anytime.
Of any land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing.
All right, there's a little bit of a cross there. Well, it's a pretty safe area right now. So we'll end it in a safe game. A safe game. We'll make sure that we're nice and relaxed before we continue our adventure to horror, cosmic horror. And we're going to just wait for this to save, and we're going to exit the game.
3 hours later.
Hello again. Welcome back to Video Gamers Away on Twitch, and I'm your host, Jeremy. Took a little break, and now I'm ready to continue playing Dagon, H.P. Lovecraft's classic cosmic horror story. It made it into a PC game. It's kind of a point-and-click adventure, and we're going to continue where we left off. I'm hoping the video gameplay it's much more smoother now. I recalibrated my Streamlabs, so it will be much more smoother broadcasting. Sorry about the previous bad animation, but we're going to continue on our game. Let's see if I can change the sound a bit. The audio is a little bit loud. Can we just have a little less sound effects, a little less, yeah, just not so blaring, just so I can hear myself think. Okay, I don't want to totally mute. I just want to be able to hear myself think. And it's anything else I want to say? Anything else? Language is English. Obviously, I want that. Graphics, resolution. Okay, save and exit. Let's continue where we left off. Put on my glasses. I'm going to get some blue blocks someday. Just right now, don't have any time for that right now. I'm in the process of cleaning my room, doing a lot of purging in my life, and so I thought it'd be appropriate to play some H.P. Lovecraft's Dagon. Very creepy.
Any land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing.
So what happened? Just a backtrack in case you're watching this for the first time. The character in this story was rescued from a Hun battleship. Not rescued. Survived an attack, onto an island from as a prisoner of war during, I think, World War One. I'm not sure. A Hun battleship, and he survived the destruction of the ship. Landed on a strange island with creepy crawlers, squid, octopi, giant crabs, and we found our way to a giant monolith. And the monolith had a bizarre icons or imagery of aquatic humanoid creatures that are big as whales, and we were able to see possibly the rise of an elder god. I don't know if it was attacking the monolith or looking at the monolith, but it was very frightening. And that's when the hero blacked out unconsciously and woke up in a San Francisco hospital. And so now we're going to continue where we left off. Let's see what we can do. It's a point-and-click adventure. It's very straightforward, very linear, but I really love H.P. Lovecraft stories. I grew up with his brand of cosmic science fiction, very bizarre, unusual, occult kind of science fiction. And that's going to continue on with this really weird, creepy story that I think you'll enjoy watching with me. So make sure to send some likes and some love, and follow me if you like what you see so far. I will be making more streams of more games. I want to make more gameplay as time progresses. Just right now, things are kind of like a little bit tumultuous in my life. So thank you for your patience. Of any land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing.
Nor did I deem it necessary to insist upon a thing which I knew they could not believe.
So the narrator is talking about how his feelings, there's no way the people who rescued him would believe him, what he went through, what he witnessed. They would think he was delirious or mad, mentally ill, talking about the bizarre creatures and visions that he saw. So let's see if we can look at some objects in this room. We're in a hospital, lying in bed, and it looks like a pizza restaurant tablecloth, but it's obviously a blanket. Let's I don't know, why am I thinking of pizza all the time? I must have a craving for pizza. Let's look at this notepad here. The journalist. Lovecraft was a prominent figure in the world of amateur journalism. In 1915, he started publishing his own journal called The Conservative, which included political and social commentary, poetry, short stories, and literary criticism written by him and other authors. We already read this part previous video. I'll provide a link in this where you can watch me read that little commentary. It's quite opinionated. Now let's get on with what else can we look at? Can we look at this cross? No, we can't. There's nothing much we can click on except what's on the circle. Let's click on the door. Yeah. We're going to get up from bed and open the door.
Once I sought out a celebrated ethnologist.
Ethnologist. Some kind of authority on ethnic lands or countries or religions or cultures.
And amused him with peculiar questions regarding the ancient Philistine legend of
Okay.
the fish god.
And amused him with particular questions regarding the ancient Philistine legend of Dagon, the fish god. So I'm in a library. It's a nice library. There doesn't seem to be much interaction with actual people in this game. Let's look at this notepad, this piece of paper. Dagon. Dagon, obviously. It's spelled D-A-G-O-N in the game, and in brackets it's spelled D-A-G-A-N. Was the main deity of the Philistines, worshipped throughout the Middle East as the ancient god of fertility and crops. In Hebrew, the word Dagon was a common noun for grain. The rulers of Akkad, Mesopotamia, chose him as the patron saint of their war conquests. He also appeared as the judge of the dead in an Assyrian poem and an underworld prison warder in one of the Babylonian texts. He's often mistakenly taken for a fish god due to the wrong interpretation of his name, as in Hebrew the word dag means fish. In H.P. Lovecraft's works, Dagon is an underwater deity ruling over the deep ones, a humanoid race with fish traits that resides in the oceans. He is worshipped by a secret cult called the Esoteric Order of Dagon. So a little bit of FLQ for you. And I'm getting a phone call from my mom, so I'm going to take a quick break. We'll stop here at this nice office and we'll continue on a little bit later. Let's save our game. We'll quit for now. Just going to see how my stream went, see if it worked all right. I am going to be getting a new studio someday, hopefully a better quality one. But I'm going to just take a little break here, and I want to get back to you later. So I hope you could be patient with me as I get things kind of arranged here. Waiting for this to load. This game takes a long time to load. Yes, I'll get you in a moment, Mom. I'll get you in a moment. So exit the game.
1 hour later.
Hello again. Welcome back to, just going to get this thing set up here. Welcome back to Video Gamers Oasis on Twitch. I'm your host, Jeremy, and we're back again with some more gaming. I haven't done a lot of games on Twitch for a long time. I've been resting a lot. I've been doing a lot of self-healing and also a lot of cleaning. As you can see, my place is a bit of a mess right now. A bit chaotic, but you know, order out of chaos, as the popular saying goes. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you watching. We're going to play some more Dagon. H.P. Lovecraft's Dagon. It's a classic cosmic horror sci-fi short story that we've been already watching. It's in form of a PC game. It's based on the short story by H.P. Lovecraft. And we're going to continue on with our adventure. I had to take a break while the narrator, the hero of the story, woke up in a San Francisco hospital after the traumatic experience that he experienced on the island. He walked out of the hospital room, opened the door, and entered. He started to enter into the office of a celebrated ethnologist, a doctor, a professor on different cultures, and he's researching, he was looking at the desk of the ethnologist and looking at the history of Dagon, the Philistine god, also the possibly the elder god in H.P. Lovecraft's story, Dagon, a giant monster that you may have seen earlier in the game. So let's continue on where we left off. I'm going to have a good time with this because I'm really, I don't think I need the glasses right now because I don't need to do any reading. I usually use these glasses for reading, but playing a game, it should be okay. Although I want to get some blue blocks someday, that would be awesome to protect my eyes. I'm probably going to put some tea bags on my eyes before bed. My eyes are a little bit tired. But let's get on with the game. Enough yapping. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let's get on with the game. I'm going to go to my live broadcast window. Again, I am going to be changing my format a little bit more. Right now, this will do for now. It's kind of a neat kind of format. It is what I need to do right now. At the moment, it's pretty good. So get my Dagon game. I'm going to start the game. All right, load up the screen where we left off. And make sure to follow the stream if you like what you see. I do appreciate your feedback. I'm going to be, I think I have to, I have Streamlabs enabled on it. But if you want to donate some bits, that'd be appreciated. If you can't, that's okay as well. I'm just trying to get used to streaming on Twitch more. All right, so let's continue where we left off. We were at the office of the ethnologist, sort of an archaeologist office. It's a point-and-click adventure game. There's a lot of talking in it, a lot of reading, but it's just a great. It's like almost a digital book, but in the form of a game.
And amused him with peculiar questions regarding the ancient Philistine legend of Dagon.
Yes.
The fish god.
The fish god. Now, I had to take a break. I was having dinner with my mom. So we're back. Let's review this document on Dagon again, just in case anyone missed what I was reading before. Dagon. It's Dagon. D-A-G-O-N, brackets D-A-G-A-N, was the main deity of the Philistines, worshipped throughout the Middle East as the ancient god of fertility and crops. Brackets in Hebrew, the word Dagon was a common noun for grain. The rulers of Akkad, Mesopotamia, chose him as the patron saint of their war conquests. He also appeared as the judge of the dead in an Assyrian poem and an underworld prison warder in one of the Babylonian texts. So he's almost like a Hades character, almost like a Pluto in Roman mythology. Keeper of the dead souls. He is often mistakenly taken for a fish god due to the wrong interpretation of his name, as in Hebrew the word dag means fish. I couldn't help but think of Dagwood. If anyone remembers, Blondie was a popular comic book and a popular 1940s comedy show, and there was the dumb dad, the dad. He was like a Homer Simpson of his day. His name is Dagwood, so I was wondering if that's any relation to the name. In H.P. Lovecraft's works, Dagon is an underwater deity ruling over the deep ones, a humanoid race with fish traits that resides in the oceans. He is worshipped by a secret cult called the Esoteric Order of Dagon. So now we have a backtrack, we have a bit of a history of Dagon. Let's see if there's anything else we can investigate on his desk. Is there anything else of interest that we could look up? Anything else that would be of interest, that be of benefit? Any drawers or documents or books or folders? There's not many options in this kind of point-and-click adventure. It's very singular. But I like the graphics, I like the animation. It really takes you to another world. I just wish there were people in this game that you could interact with. That would be kind of more enjoyable if you could have some interaction. But it's a free game. What do you want from a free game? All right, let's see here. Oh, there's a click here. It was a cabinet. What's this cabinet say? What's in this cabinet? Okay.
But soon perceiving that he was hopelessly conventional, I did not press my inquiries.
Does he have the Necronomicon in there? August Derleth and the Cthulhu Mythos. August Derleth was an American writer and anthologist. He also befriended Lovecraft and published many of his works through his company, Arkham House. Although he greatly contributed to the popularization of the author's works, after his death, he is surrounded by numerous controversies. One of his most questionable decisions, pardon me for a moment, one of his most questionable decisions involved introducing the good versus evil doctrine. Derleth was a devout Catholic to the Cthulhu mythos, which contrasted with Lovecraft's view of the world and his approach to cosmic horror. As a result, the author's works are often misunderstood and misrepresented in today's culture. It is also worth noting that Lovecraft was never really interested in creating a quote-unquote mythology, and the term Cthulhu mythos was coined by Derleth after the author left the mortal plane. A little bit of trivia for you Cthulhu mythos fans. Interesting. Is there anything else of value here? Anything else can we benefit from? Is there anything else we can look at here? A lot of books here, a lot of books and shelves. Okay, there's something here. Clock? Is it? It's 10 o'clock. It's after 10. 10:05 according to that clock. I'm just trying to look around here what I can do in this. I just want to check my my Twitch to see if anybody is commenting. Got my Twitch open. My Twitch profile. Okay. All right. I've got my Twitch on. My notifications are off right now, so I just want to keep that on in case someone wants to say something while they're watching. Let's see here. Nothing here, nothing there. Let's see if we can find anything. Okay. Obviously, there's a couple of doors there. Let's go toward those doors.
It is at night, especially when the moon is gibbous and waning,
Right.
that I see the thing.
He still has traumatic nightmares on the experience there. See, I'm wondering if he's like having flashbacks of being there. By the way, my microphone is kind of pathetic right now, but I am planning on connecting a nice podcast microphone in the future when I get my new studio set up. Right now, everything's kind of haphazard, so we'll have to deal with this headphone microphone for now. Let's see. At this, he still sees the thing. Okay.
I tried morphine.
Morphine. Morphine, the better.
But the drug has given only transient surcease, and
Okay.
has drawn me into its clutches as a hopeless slave.
Yeah, morphine is an addictive drug.
So now I am to end it all, having written a full account for the information or the contemptuous amusement of my fellow men.
Really? Come on now. Don't do it. What's the matter with you, dude? What's here? Lovecraft on tobacco and alcohol. This ought to be interesting. Lovecraft hated tobacco, even though he used to smoke when he was 12. In order to look and feel like an adult, in his correspondence with friend Reinhard Kleiner, he claims that he quit as soon as he started wearing long pants. Okay. He also had a very strong opinion about alcohol, as evidenced by his letter to Zelia Brown, dated 13th of February 1928. And this is what he wrote. As for the matter of drinking, I have never tasted intoxicating liquor, and never intend to, having a strong aesthetic disgust at anything which blunts or coarsens the delicate natural equipoise of the evolved human intellect and imagination. ... Drinking excited my personal repugnance. Hence, I don't drink. Let the herd do what they will. I am rather in favor of prohibition. The prohibition of any one antisocial force as well as of any other. Source: The Spirit of Revision. Lovecraft's Letter to Zelia Brown, Reed Bishop. H.P. Lovecraft, Sean Branney, and Andrew Lehman, S.T. Joshi. What an interesting character. He certainly was a teetotaler, even though he claimed to be an atheist. His belief system was very bizarre. Even though he claimed to be an atheist, he very much had a bizarre kind of mystical pagan belief. Even though he did not claim to be pagan, he didn't believe in any form of alcohol or tobacco. So he was very much a teetotaler in that respect. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? Can we do here? Is he gonna like commit suicide before right after he writes his letter? His suicide letter? Bloop, 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 bloop.
Often I ask myself if it could not all have been a pure phantasm.
Okay.
A mere freak of fever as I lay sun-stricken and raving in the open boat after my escape from the German man-of-war. This I ask myself, but ever does there come before me a hideously vivid vision in reply.
Okay, you're going to have a vision, a memory.
I cannot think of the deep sea without shuddering at the nameless things that may at this very moment be crawling and floundering on its slimy bed, worshipping their ancient stone idols and carving their own detestable likenesses on submarine obelisks of water-soaked
creature.
I dream of a day when they may rise above the billows to drag down into their reeking talons the remnants of puny, war-exhausted mankind. Of a day when the land shall sink and the dark ocean shall ascend amidst universal pandemonium.
New York City. We're going to look at the Statue of Liberty.
The end is near.
Okay. Is he actually going to die in this game? I mean, we just started the game. Don't die so soon, dude. Can we like touch? Can we like look at something before you die? Are we going to look at anything? Go to bed, maybe. I don't know. Jeez, what a way to end it.
I hear a noise noise at the door.
Okay.
As of some immense slippery body lumbering against it.
What? Is he having flashbacks?
It shall not find me.
Boy, that's kind of spooky. What are we going to do, dude? Are you going to hide, or are you going to just die? Can we look at anything? Dude. Is it going to start busting through the door or what? Here it comes.
God, that hand.
It's coming for him.
The window. The window.
The window, the window. Okay, get out the window. It's gonna jump out the window. Ah, thump. Thank you for playing. We hope you enjoyed immersing yourself in our little pool of cosmic horror. We would appreciate it if you took a moment to rate Dagon and check out our other games and DLCs. Okay, let's leave some feedback. I will definitely leave some feedback. I really enjoyed this adventure game based on H.P. Lovecraft's classic cosmic horror short story, Dagon. It was like playing. It was like living. It was very authentic to the original material, and I enjoyed playing the protagonists. In the game. Too bad it was a short game. Any chance we could have other H.P. Lovecraft stories made into adventure games? And let's pause. Let's not pause it. I recommend it, and I will post a review. All right. Let's close that off. Thanks for playing. All right. Okay, my achievements are 66%. Let's see if I can get out of here. All right. Let's exit. All right. Oh boy. Waiting for this thing to load. And there's some things here. Dagon unlock. Can we unlock this? Is there a... You can unlock all trivia in this category, but you won't get associated achievements. You will still have to find them during the game. No, not right now. All right. Okay. Let's head on out. Railway horror. I'm not going to play any these videos right now. Well, let's read some trivia here. That's pretty well the same. Yeah, let's go. Let's watch it anyway. Come on. The horrors of the ocean. The creator of the Cthulhu mythos and the fictional underwater city of R'lyeh was convinced that life could not exist at the bottom of the ocean because the water pressure would make it uninhabitable. Today we know that the darkest depths of the ocean are home to many peculiar organisms. The deepest dwelling fish we have discovered so far, the Mariana snailfish, can live about 8,000 meters, more than 26,000 feet, below the ocean's surface, in never-ending darkness and at hellishly crushing pressures, hundreds of times stronger than those found at sea level. Upon glancing at the modern photos of deep-sea creatures, such as the anglerfish, the fangtooth, or the viper fish, and their truly Lovecraftian characteristics, it's hard not to find some irony in this. Back. The railway horror. Now, I don't want to watch the video right now. Okay, but these are obviously interesting stories, other stories that H.P. Lovecraft wrote. What's DLC? Dagon, the Little Glass Bottle DLC, Railway Horror DLC, and Eldritch Box DLC. So I think those are actually okay. You have to build a base game. So let's close this off. Maybe I'll play that game another day. Those games another day. So I want to exit my game. Let's. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Jeremy, and you've been watching me on Video Gamers Oasis on Twitch. We've been playing Dagon, the H.P. Lovecraft classic short story adapted into a PC game. If you liked it, make sure to let me know. If you are interested in me downloading these DLCs that are available, if they're free, I'm definitely interested in playing them. I may even buy them if some people would like to help me help donate some bits to me. I would appreciate it. Otherwise, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm going to be playing some Minecraft again. I'm not sure when, but I'll make sure to notify you when I do, and I'm going to play some other games as well. I really I want to do a lot of gaming right now on Twitch so badly. I haven't played a really fun video game for a long time, but I've had to take a break because I've been very exhausted. I'm resting a lot, and I haven't had the mental concentration to play some really intense especially some games that require a lot of fast reflexes. So I've been taking a break from the fast reflex games. But if there's any adventure games that are more thoughtful, kind of games like we just played, that you recommend me playing, that are kind of like maybe cosmic horror or haunted houses or dungeon master kind of games that are RPG based, that doesn't require a great deal of fast reflexes, let me know, because I want to play some arcade classics as well. Just right now, I'm just going through a lot of exhaustion right now. I just don't have what it takes right now to play some fast reflex games. But I do want to play some nice adventure games in the meantime till I get my strength back. Thank you so much for your understanding. I'm wishing you a happy Tuesday evening. Take care of each other, and make sure to follow me on Twitter, VGO_tweets. And my Facebook page is Video Gamers Oasis. Like it, as well as Instagram. So I'm always posting some interesting stuff. I'm reading a book, in case you're interested in video game trivia. The book's called Art of Atari by Tim Levatino. And it's a very interesting illustrated history book on the talented artists in Atari that did box artwork for the original Atari games. So if you want to hear me read that book, look at the nice illustrations, follow me on my TikTok, Video Gamers Oasis, or you can also follow me on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Video Gamers Oasis. I upload those TikTok videos onto my YouTube channel. If the day ever comes that TikTok is no more, who knows? But I do like the work that I've done with that. So make sure to subscribe to my TikTok as well as my YouTube. This video itself will be uploaded to my VOD channel, Video Gamers Oasis VOD. Subscribe, click notification bell. Links are in the description. Thanks for watching. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself. Stay healthy, stay strong. Make sure to rest and take a time out when you need to. All the best. Bye for now. Hi, before we close the video, I just wanted to add a little bit of an epilogue. Here are my achievements. I've unlocked 4 out of 6, 66% of the achievements in the game. From Madness to Oblivion, Escape the Madness, Locked Achievements. So I'm going to show you some of my achievements, and if you accomplished more achievements, make a video of your Let's Play and show me how you did it. I'm interested in seeing what I missed. So I'm still new at this game and haven't done much with gaming for a long time as far as in-depth adventure games like this. Leave your comments, let me know what I missed, or make a video. Thanks for watching, and have a great May 2023. Make sure to subscribe, click notification bell if you like what you see. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.